Another Norfolk Southern train derailing, this time in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the fourth in a string of derailments for the company that we've seen play out here over the course of a few months. Norfolk Southern says the cars were empty. No injuries have been reported. Much different scene over the last 2 months. Two Norfolk Southern trains derailed, this one in Ohio and another in Alabama. Hazardous material had been released during one of the Ohio derailments, and residents there are still concerned right now about the long-term impacts from the chemicals that were released there in the air, in the water, and the soil as well. So what is happening? Tom Modica is joining us. He's a railroad worker, and Krysia Lenzo also sticking with us. Tom, I'll go to you on this. It seems to be, at least for the everyday viewer, a recurring theme lately, but from your position, can you explain what you believe is going on in terms of these derailments, specifically there with Norfolk Southern?
Thank you for having me on. Yes, derailments are increasing. Last year there was over 1,000 derailments. It's about 3 a day. It's sadly it's common in our industry, which it shouldn't be. And if you look at rail equipment incidents, there's over 2,100 that are not being reported on.
And that's a big number there. In terms of what's happening in the rail car, can you give us any idea of that? Is this how this is being I don't know if the correct term, but driven as far as the train goes? Is it the tracks? Is it the infrastructure? Can you talk to us about that?
Many times it is the infrastructure. The number one cause is what they call wide gauge, which is the spacing of the left track to the right track. And that's maintenance. The industry has cut over 30% of maintenance employees and transportation employees within the last 5 years. And that's why we're seeing big derailments that are blowing up towns and causing a lot of issues.
A lot of the infrastructure there. Train conductor, by the way, the name just came to me there. All right, the CEO of Norfolk Southern testifying in front of Congress. That was after the Ohio train derailment. As we, by the way, taking a live look here at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there are obviously a lot of bridges in this area that you see, and we talk a lot about that, about the infrastructure. Before we get to that question, though, I wanted to play this, the CEO of Norfolk Southern, what he had to say about improving safety. Here's that.
Shortly after the derailment, I instructed my team to look at steps we could take to improve safety immediately. And we have announced a number of initiatives to do just that. These steps are just a start, and we look forward to working with policymakers and industry on others. We're also going to make our safety culture the best in the industry.
And Krysia, I'll bring you in on that in terms of time, making it the best of the industry, a safe culture, if you will. Who does the CEOs of the train companies need to work with in this administration?
Pete Buttigieg, none other than Pete Buttigieg. And this is another optics situation where he is seemingly not in charge. It took him, I think, something like 2 weeks to show up to East Palestine. And here again, when we look at yet another train derailment under the Biden administration's watch, he should really be the one testifying in front of Congress. And here, the CEO of Norfolk Southern clearly taking the blame, as he should be held accountable to what is occurring. But Pete Buttigieg is in charge. Say that 10 times fast. But yes, clearly he is the one who needs to be looking at all of these derailments, why they are occurring, and with Build Back Better and with the infrastructure bill that we're putting forward, why this hasn't been solved yet.
Well, according to Tom, again, talking about those derailments and so many that have already happened there, in his words, it comes down to infrastructure. Perhaps Secretary Buttigieg would be the one to talk to or maybe get out in front of this. Tom Modica joining us live. Krysia, if you don't mind, stick around. Thank you.